things seem to be leaning in the direction of Justin Gaethje versus Conor McGregor next. And I'll tell you why. In the MMA media recently, I've noticed a few trends, a few things that have been going around that are leading me to believe that Gaethje is going to be the next opponent for Conor McGregor's return after his victorious outing against Donald Cerrone at UFC 246. And here's why. First, media sign. Dana White comes out, insistent on Conor McGregor not fighting Jorge Masvidal next. You ask yourself some questions about this. Dana White, you're a promoter. Everyone wants to see Masvidal versus McGregor. Why don't you want the fight? And then you ask yourself some more questions. Does Dana White have cards to fill? Yes. Is Dana White a promoter who needs the power of both stars equally in two different divisions? Yes. Masvidal he can make the most of at 170 by giving Kamaru Usman a fight with Masvidal. That's a great title fight on the line to headline a pay-per-view card. Then you've got Conor McGregor on the other hand, who he can make the most out of at 155 and headline cards with him as well. Dana White knows exactly what he's doing, guys. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's making the most out of both guys in two different divisions. Which also leads me to my next point. Masvidal doesn't seem too keen on Conor McGregor either, and vice versa. Conor McGregor doesn't seem too keen on Masvidal. If Conor McGregor wanted Masvidal so badly, he'd have Masvidal. And he'd call him out after the fight, and he'd pinpoint Masvidal as you're the guy next. But McGregor seems to be open to options. You see what's happening next. It could be Gaethje, which I think it will be, and I'll get to that in a second. But Masvidal himself, recently, has been acting like he doesn't want the Conor McGregor fight. And I'll tell you why. McGregor addresses him, the camera goes on Masvidal, Masvidal sits down in the crowd. It's not a good sign, first of all, okay? And he looks defeated on his face as well. If you remember that point in the night when they're recording Masvidal in the crowd, McGregor starts to bring up vague talk of a belt that's been made up. Masvidal standing up and sits back down as Conor McGregor mentions him, which is weird body language to begin with, okay? Second of all, Masvidal then goes on Ariel Helwani's MMA show the day after the fight and says that he's leaning more towards a fight with Usman over Conor McGregor. That's another headline we have to pay attention to. Trust me, guys, when these headlines come out and these fighters say things like this that go against what they think and they want, it's because there's phone calls being made to them behind the scenes telling them what the kind of rough idea is. They all have managers, and all of those managers talk to Dana White and the UFC brass every single day, and they tell them what's going on. And Masvidal has probably heard the news. There's probably going to be McGregor at 155 next, because Masvidal, the guy who wanted McGregor for so long and wanted to put his title shot on hold for Conor McGregor, is now saying, you know what, I'll lean towards fighting Kamaru Usman. And he's starting to build a narrative with Usman instead, rather than with Conor McGregor. Again, another headline came out today. John Kavanagh, not today, the other day, John Kavanagh wants Justin Gaethje next. I know John Kavanagh's not Conor McGregor, but John Kavanagh has power, and he has McGregor's name attached to him, and he's just brought up Justin Gaethje. Listen, the one person that shouldn't have had any relevance after UFC 246 was Justin Gaethje. He didn't help himself whatsoever. He didn't even show up to the fucking event. He barely even tweeted anything interesting whatsoever. He had no relevance leading up to or after or during UFC 246 Conor McGregor versus Donald Cerrone. However, since then, people have been going out their way to bring him up, including John Kavanagh, who wants Conor McGregor to fight Justin Gaethje next. And that's the fight he wants to see. John Kavanagh's Conor McGregor's head coach. When Conor McGregor has a meeting with his team about what's going to happen next, John Kavanagh is a man on the team, probably one of 4, or one of 5, or one of 3, or one of 2, if it's just him and McGregor having a meeting on what's next. I doubt that, but let's say 1 in 4 of the people that are in the meeting is going to be saying that he wants Justin Gaethje. That's a very big vote to have in such a small selection of people that determines what's next for Conor McGregor. Kavanagh wants Justin Gaethje. McGregor has said that he is open to fighting Justin Gaethje as well. Okay? He mentioned Justin Gaethje a lot in interviews leading up to the UFC 246 bout with Cerrone. I feel like he's going to go in the direction of Justin Gaethje. And again, I bring up another headline that's leading me to believe this. Either I'm going crazy or I'm onto something amazing here. I go to latest MMA news. I scroll down just a little bit and I see that Justin Gaethje believes Conor McGregor may be more willing to fight him following his win at UFC 246. Guys, you don't say things unless you know things, okay? Justin Gaethje has most likely had a call. We're thinking of doing this. Justin Gaethje goes on an MMA media show, wherever reported that story. Hey, I feel like he's more open to the idea of fighting me. Instead of saying that Justin Gaethje's out there like he used to say, and just say stuff like, oh, McGregor's scared, he doesn't want this work. And all of a sudden, after a day, has come out and said, I think that McGregor might be a bit more open to a fight with me. And has calmed down a little bit. And I think that McGregor versus me is going to happen next. That's a big change of mood overnight. One phone call can make that change of mood. I feel like it's going to be Conor McGregor versus Justin Gaethje next. And in terms of a fight prediction, I'm going with Conor McGregor, guys. I feel like right now I'm on the team of Conor McGregor. I feel like he would beat Justin Gaethje. I understand, guys. I understand this. Justin Gaethje is not the fighter he once used to be. He's a little bit more patient, a little bit more technical. I understand those points of view. I understand as well that he's a much more dangerous fight for Conor McGregor than Donald Cerrone. Is he another 30 seconds more dangerous? Like, what more dangerous can you be for Conor McGregor? Anyone in a fight against Conor McGregor is more dangerous than Donald Cerrone was at UFC 246. So if Gaethje's twice as dangerous as Donald Cerrone, does that mean that he lasts a minute and 20 seconds? Like, I don't know where we're going to go here. Justin Gaethje, I believe, is a very good fighter. I think Justin Gaethje could be real problems for Khabib. I think he could be real problems for Tony Ferguson. I really do. However, when you don't have good head movement, and you eat shots with your nose, and you're fighting Conor McGregor, who has his left hand attached to his arms, it's not going to go well. It really isn't. And I feel like Conor McGregor going into that fight with Gaethje would surprise a lot of people by being the favourite. And I think it means a lot for Conor McGregor's legacy and his fanship with the hardcore MMA fans out there. If he were to go out there and beat Justin Gaethje, I guarantee you the hardcore fans would not have a problem with it whatsoever. You know, if they knew that Masvidal was fighting Usman next and McGregor was fighting Gaethje, they wouldn't mind the fact that Masvidal versus McGregor wouldn't happen. Because they know what threat Justin Gaethje is. And I think that the hardcore fans equally don't mind between Masvidal and Gaethje. I feel like the casuals have really weighed up Masvidal's side of the argument, you know? I feel like if you were to ask hardcore fans who they want to see Conor McGregor fight next, a lot of them would say Gaethje. And maybe even the majority. If you were to restrict, we're going to do a poll and say only the people who have watched every single event for the past year can vote. And they put up some names. It would be neck and neck between Justin Gaethje and Jorge Masvidal. I believe that to be true. And I think that the fans would forgive him for going for Justin Gaethje instead of Jorge Masvidal. Because they understand the threat that Justin Gaethje brings. I do feel like McGregor would beat him. I really do. The tuned on McGregor that I just saw, he's now going to have another 3 months back in the gym. He's back in the gym already, or he said he was going to be back in the gym already on Monday. So he's been there for a few days now, looking to turn around real quick. You've got Gaethje coming off a long layoff, guys. That's very important when you're fighting Conor McGregor. Very important. You can't be coming off a long layoff. If you have to have that time in the ring to get acclimated and have a feeling out process, there's no feeling out process with Conor McGregor. And for Gaethje to be sitting out since September, and he most likely won't be back in there with McGregor until, let's say, April. It's a long time. He's going to need some minutes in the first round to figure out Conor McGregor and get his groove together, you know? Justin Gaethje needs that time. Just give me a little bit of time. It's been 6 or 8, however long it will be at the time, probably 8 months. You can't have those minutes in the first round with Conor McGregor because he's going to come at you switched on and ready to throw bombs at you. I feel like McGregor would smoke him in the first round. One problem I can see Gaethje posing, the leg kicks. I feel like leg kicks are something I keep talking about with Conor McGregor's weaknesses. The inside leg kicks work on Conor McGregor. Every single time we've seen an inside leg kick thrown at Conor McGregor, it's worked. Holloway threw an inside leg kick at Conor McGregor. He dropped. He dropped to the floor, lost his balance, got back to his feet. Against Dustin Poirier, Poirier threw a nice inside leg kick against Conor McGregor. I think McGregor dropped there as well, or at least lost his footing a little bit. Eddie Alvarez, 2 inside leg kicks against Conor McGregor. Both of them knocked McGregor off balance. It's a very essential technique to beating Conor McGregor is to offset his timing and don't allow him to stance himself in a boxing way of being so heavy on his lead leg. I don't know how I just worded that statement, but I'm going to go with it anyway. I feel like with McGregor having to be so heavy on his lead leg for his boxing to work well, slapping that lead leg out the way is going to be a real problem. And it has been in McGregor's career, and Gaethje throws inside leg kicks like no one else. However, Gaethje's weakness, body shots. McGregor throws some of the cleanest body shots I've seen in MMA. And a lot of people are going to talk shit about that. But if you go back and watch Mendes vs McGregor, or you watch Nate Diaz 1 versus McGregor, or Nate Diaz 2 versus McGregor, and you look at the body shots that McGregor was throwing with his hands and with his front kicks, those are going to work on Justin Gaethje. They really are. Gaethje's not going to use his wrestling. He might do, but even if he does, I doubt it's going to be as effective as Khabib's. And McGregor was able to stuff Khabib's takedowns in the 3rd round. I feel like if McGregor goes out there, he's going to catch a Gaethje who's been out for a little bit, who's going to want a bit of a feeling out process, and he's going to smash him with some body shots, which is going to open up the head, and he's going to KO Gaethje in the 1st round. That's my prediction. Go ahead and hate on me. I dare you, because I'll beat you in an argument. I shouldn't have said that. That just creates toxicity. The fact that I've urged you on and teased you, whatever, fuck it. I think McGregor wins. Come at me. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I didn't even bring up Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier beating Gaethje. I didn't even bring it up in my argument. You've got to respect me as a McGregor voter for that. I'm picking McGregor to win, and I didn't even bring up Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier who beat Gaethje. That's how good of an arguer I am. Like and subscribe. Actually, I just did bring it up. Fuck, man! I should have just not said it. Like and subscribe, guys. I'll see you later. Goodbye. See ya. I think McGregor vs Gaethje is going to be next. And it would be amazing if it was. And if it was booked close to Khabib versus Ferguson, then the loser of that fight could easily switch onto the card with Khabib or Ferguson. If anyone were to pull out, it makes sense. Let's book it around April, either before or after the Khabib-Ferguson fight. And then we've got a backup plan. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. Goodbye. McGregor by 1st round KO. See ya.